Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. It's Tasty RC, and today we got a deck profile for you guys on what is expected to be the best deck in the meta. Just like Booster Set 4, yellow is once again on top, and that is because of the new Crusadermon. This is the main win con of the deck, and it is 3 Digivolve, LordKnightmon, my bad, I'm used to calling it Crusadermon. When attacking, you may play a yellow level 3 Digimon card or a yellow Digimon card with Warrior in its type from your hand without paying its memory cost. All turns, for each other Digimon you have in play, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. This card is insane. You get to play free level 3s like WarGrowlmon, except you don't need to hurt yourself, you don't need to hurt your security to be able to do it. So yes, there was a lot of utility to it. You had a lot of effects that go off when you're only at 3 security and stuff like that. But I mean, the point is your opponent's going to get you there anyways, so and once you're past 3, it becomes kind of dangerous to start using WarGrowlmon's effect, and this is like no problems asked, you know? Just play your rookies out for free as long as you're attacking. And then with this plus 1000 DP effect being in both turns, it becomes really hard for a lot of decks to handle this and swing over this while you're popping their field as you're only getting stronger. But let's go ahead and look at the bottom end and work our way to the top. Let's start with eggs. 50 card deck, 5 eggs. First one is Upamon. This is only a one-off because when attack once per turn, if you have 3 or fewer security cards trigger, draw 1. So implied earlier, it's not that hard of a condition to meet for yellow at all since you're hurting yourself a lot of the time, and it also gives you a nice draw power. So we do have some searchers. The draw power isn't too necessary. What we're doing here is clearing your opponent's board with our swings and our DP minusing effects. So that is why we are only running this at 1 for that nice little draw power, but what we want to prioritize instead is Pickmon. When attacking, if you have 3 or more Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn, one of your opponent's Digimon. So this is fantastic to get into a stack with your other Digimon to minus them into oblivion and just delete them. 3 bodies on board is not a hard condition for green or for yellow to hit at all whatsoever, because you play stuff for free off of Crusadermon, that is 2 Digimon right there. You hard cast a Starmon, that is 3 right there. And with how much DP minusing you're doing, it's going to be really hard for them to get bodies off board, so it's very likely to be live a lot of the time. And then if you stack this here, like this is 1 in the stack, minus 1000. Minus 1000, and then minus whatever, that's an additional 2000 right there. So Pickmon's really great for that. We move on to our rookie lineup now, of which there are 14. We'll start off with BushiAgumon because this Digimon has Rush. It's 5 to play, and this Digimon can attack the turn it comes into play. So this card is amazing because it can close games by itself. They're like at 0 memory, and you're able to like Blinding Ray into enough memory. You can play it, hard cast it off the field, and swing for game without having to wait a turn. BushiAgumon is amazing because it can be cheated out through LordKnightmon's effect and also through Angewomon's Inheritable, so you don't even have to worry about it being 5 cost. A lot of the times, these guys playing this guy out for free will win it per game. Next up, we got Lucemon. This is the secret rare from Booster Set 4. It is 13 to play. However, let's look at its effect. While you have 10 or more cards in your trash, when playing this card from your hand, reduces play cost by 8. On play, recovery plus 1 deck. All turns, this Digimon can only evolve into Digimon with Lucemon in their names. So this card is great because you can sometimes play it out for less, which isn't too bad once you've reduced it by 8. By 8, and then you got a free recovery. But the real reason we're running this is we have multiple ways to cheat this out. We have Angewomon's Inheritable, and we have Crusadermon's when attacking effect. Both of them play it out for free, and they don't stop when played effect, so you still get the recovery for free off of Lucemon. This card is nutty. You got a free 10k beater with your when attacking effects, and gets to recover off 1. Lucemon's insane. However, early game, this card is a huge brick. Burning more of him starts to mess up with your ratios. So I truly, after an entire meta of testing in BT4, firmly stand by 1 Lucemon is all you will ever need, maybe 2. Maybe 2, but unless you're playing Megazoo or something like that, you know, you do not need 4 by any stretch of the imagination. Barely even 3. So I'm liking it at 1. Next up, we got Kotemon, the boy from Digimon World 3. Shout out, leave a comment if you picked him as your starter in Digimon World 3. I would always go with Mon. On play, reveal 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 2 yellow Digimon cards with Warrior or Holy Warrior in their types among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and that is 3 to play him. So he is a searcher literally just for your LordKnightmon and your Knightmon, because this searches Warrior and Holy Warrior. These are the only 2 cards in the entire deck that have that type. So please remember, do not try to do this to anyone. And if anyone tries to do this to you, make sure you let them know Kotemon is not a warrior. He may look like one, but look, he is a reptile. You can Google it. He's a reptile. He's been a reptile since Digimon World 3. This is not a warrior. I cannot tell you in testing how many people have tried to add Kotemon to their hand off of his own effect. It does not work like that. He is a reptile. He literally can only search your LordKnightmon and your Knightmon. But we do run these at 8. So, you know, you have a decent enough chance searching 5 cards off the top of your deck to hit it. But that's also why we only run it at 2 as opposed to maxing it out like red searchers at BT5. It's not as likely to hit. It's not as crucial. Next up, we got Starmon. In my opinion, this is the best rookie in the color right now. On play, it's 3 to play, 1000 DP, and on play, for each Digimon you have in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn. That is huge. Because if you have even 2 guys out, and then play this for free off of Lord Knight's attacking effect, that is minus 3000 right there, which is usually more than enough to finish off whatever DP you're missing from deleting your opponent's Digimon. So yeah, Starmon is wild. He's amazing. Even if you play him from hand, it does not feel bad at all, as long as you got like 3 or 2 other bodies on board, because it does huge damage then. Could you imagine if you have 2 of these guys in your hand, and then you have this you have Angewomon underneath Lord-Knightmon? That's 4 damage right there off of this guy's play effect. Starmon is amazing. Max it out, absolutely. And next up, we got Pulsemon. On play, if you have 3 or more security cards, trigger draw 1. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, gain 1 memory. And he has 3 to play, so you know, if you get that effect off, it's only 2 to play with it. So Pulsemon's amazing to help you cycle, help you draw, help you gain memory. So you get to play another 2 costs without actually running any of the 2 cost vanillas if you're at the right memory. And you get to play him for free off of LordKnightmon and Angewomon. Fantastic card. He is incredibly expensive though, and I initially did not want to include him in this build because he's $50, but we already have Lucemon in here, and you need to beef up your effects off of these 2 anyways. So since this already kind of budget went out the window, might as well toss in 2. But if you don't want to run 2, you could absolutely just minus this. Up this one, you know, if you want to not run the 2 or don't have access to it, that's totally fine. Next up, we got Patamon. Your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted by dropping to 0, gain 1 memory. So the name of the game is DP minusing in this deck. You will delete a lot of opponent's Digimon by dropping them to 0. So Patamon will give you that extra memory a lot of turns, and it's great for that. You could easily run this at 3. I don't know about 4 since not going to be having that much of them on board anyways to DP minusing. Usually just getting rid of 1 big guy anyways. But yeah, you could definitely up this. Definitely up this and cut down whatever expensive card you don't feel comfortable running and up it to Patamon. So that moves us on to our level 4 lineup. And I just noticed we actually have 13 level 4s. That is definitely a mistake. Let me drop this guy down to 2. This is going to be... Actually, let me drop Gatomon down to 2. Alright, so we have Gatomon for starters here, because when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn, and it is 2 to Digivolve. So that plays into the DP minusing goal of LordKnightmon with all its effects and inheritables. So that is 1 extra minus DP to do. It's only 2 to Digivolve into. Synergizes well with the rest of the deck, and that's why I like it a lot. If you want to run more blockers, this would be the first on the chopping block, though, if you feel more comfortable with your blockers. Next up, we got Turuiemon. Turuiemon is 1 to Digivolve and 6000 DP. So in the mirror, he helps avoiding like minus 5000 DP effects, makes your opponent commit more DP minusing to them in the mirror. And then against other decks, he misses the 5000 DP effects, like Shoutmon DX pops 5000, Nidhogg bottom decks 5000s. So yeah, he helps avoid that, and it's only 1 to Digivolve into, so it's a fantastic one. You should definitely be running at 4 for that easy cycling. Next up, we got Piddomon. Piddomon, 1 to Digivolve, blocker, and when attacking, lose 2 memory. So it's just a 1 to Digivolve blocker. I think at this point in the deck profiles, it's pretty self-explanatory why we run them. Fantastic for cycling, and if they don't stay on board, oh well, at least we got the cycle. But we are running Unimon, and I am running 3 Unimon as opposed to maxing out Piddomon for the mirror. Because if they try to swing, this will block a lot of the lower end guys. And then you don't have to worry about the DP minusing as much because he lives a lot of the DP minusing. They have to commit more to that 1 stack. So I do like that more over Piddomon in this build. It's only 2 to Digivolve, 6000 DP, helps it live a little bit longer, and you still get a lot of blockers on board. Next up, we got Angewomon. This is the 1.5 Angewomon. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -2 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So sometimes, a lot of times in this game, you'll just need that 1 extra turn to get those extra swings in for game. So this helps you stall out for that. But the main reason, that is a great effect, but the main reason we want to run it is it's when attacking effect. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, you may play 1 yellow level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying its memory cost. So coupled with LordKnightmon, this is crazy for board advantage because you can play Starmon out for free, you can play Lucemon out for free, you can play Bushi out for free for game, you can play Pulsemon at 3 to gain 1 and draw 1. It's unbelievable great, and it's not once per turn, you know. So it's not as easy to restand LordKnightmon like WarGrowlmon, so it's not the biggest deal. But if you could restand, you get more out per turn. So yeah, this card is fantastic to play into that strategy of spamming your rookies. Next up, we got WarGrowlmon. Main, Digiburst 2. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn. Your turn, while you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. So, that Digiburst effect is great to be able to take something off the field. This minus 4,000 plus the 8,000 from SlashAngemon's when Digivolving effect deletes every, I believe at this point of the game, every single level 6 except Nidhoggmon, without having to do any of your additional when attacking DP minusing effects. So WarGrowlmon is amazing for that, to control your opponent's board and keep them in check. And its inheritable is nice, but don't worry about getting it off. Its inheritable is just there. We really just want it for that Digiburst effect. And our final ultimate, our level 5 to round out the 9 lineup is, on play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn. Knightmon, 3 to Digivolve into, 7 to play. The amazing thing here is, though, LordKnightmon's effect lets it cheat out a warrior type Digimon as long as it's yellow, and guess what this guy is? He is warrior. So LordKnightmon can just go ahead and completely skip to a level 7 when played, which is the main problem with this deck, because it is so powerful, so fast to build up a field while minusing your field. It's scary, because this is 4,000 when played. So similar to WarGrowlmon, once you play this, you just go straight to SlashAngemon and you literally remove anything on the field while also building up your board presence to an entire mega. That is horrifying, and that is why Yellow was such an incredible deck in a Japanese version of Booster Set 5, and why I'm still scared going into this meta. Even though we have to account that we can't say we know the meta for sure. Like, Booster Set 4 ended up being very different, and this time we got Security Control, which was not a popular deck at this point in Japan, so that will help keep LordKnightmon in check a bit, but still. The power tools are still there, and you can see, like, on play for free, potentially, Knightmon, minus 4,000 is gigantic. You know, you don't even need to go off, because you say this guy, that's 2 bodies on board, now you got this guy, that's another 3,000 after already minusing 4,000, that's any ultimate, you know, it's huge. That's not accounting for any inheritables that might be underneath LordKnightmon. You are going to blow up your opponent's entire board. Next up, we got SlashAngemon. 3 to Digivolve into, and when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP for the turn. So I think I have talked enough about SlashAngemon and why that Digivolving effect is insane. It answers so many things in the meta when paired with all your other cards. And it's just so crazy now that you can cheat straight to it with LordKnightmon's when attacking effect to play out a Knightmon. Busted. Like, you could absolutely, if you want to, I know a lot of people would like playing defensively more and they'd rather run Angewomon, but similar to Puppetmon, you just cannot be giving over that much memory anymore, so it's just not as viable, in my opinion. If you're not playing something like Security Control, just not as viable as a Mega anymore, and it's better SlashAngemon to play into the synergy of the deck. Next up, we got LordKnightmon. I think I already went over what it does, but a quick recap. When attacking, you may play a yellow level 3 Digimon card or a yellow Digimon card with Warrior in its type from your hand without paying the cost. All turns, for each other Digimon you haven't played, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. So, that first swing you do does count the Digimon you play out with the when attacking effect. So, on your first swing, for each of the Digimon, you're already swinging 12k. Anything else, you're already at 13k. Another body, you're at 14k. This adds up incredibly fast, and it's really scary. It's unlikely to die to security after the first swing, so you have to hope it's going to hit something right then and there. Otherwise, this deck just starts snowballing. It has so many ways to cheat out, because you can use Angewomon to cheat out your rookies, and then you don't have to make the choice. You know, you can just cheat out Knightmon if you have it in hand with LordKnightmon. It's crazy, and you just keep drawing off your inheritables off of Upamon. You know. I think there's something else in here that draws. No, I think it's Pulsemon. I'll dig it up. If you play it and then draw off of that. So yeah, it's crazy. And only 3 memory. This would have really been accurately costed at 4 if you ask me, but it's fine. So yeah, really powerful. And then we got Valdur. That really great level 7 for yellow. 6 to Digivolve. When Digivolving, activate the following effects twice. Minus one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP for the turn, and then on deletion, gain 3 memory. So Valdur is amazing. Like, whatever your other Digimon did not finish off, this will. And if you already finished some other big guy off, you could delete their chumps with Valdur. It's amazing to keep the pressure going. Like, once they think they're safe and almost gotten past your LordKnightmon, nope. Here comes Valdur and blowing up your entire board, and also getting a 14,000 body on board. And also, if you just delete me, I get 3 extra memory. Thanks. It's insane. The synergy in this deck is insane. There is no one problem card in yellow. The problem is all of these cards come together to create such a powerful package that it's insane to keep up with. So if we get a ban list, it's going to be really weird to see what Bandai hits. I'm glad I don't have to be in charge of making that list. Next up, we got Blinding Ray. This card's amazing. 0 to play, trash the top card of your security stack, then gain 2 memory. And because of the period, those two are not linked, so you absolutely can gain a memory even if you are at 0 security. It's dumb, but it is what it is, and that's why this card is so amazing. At any point, you just gain 2 memory. You know, this punishes you for playing well. I could put my opponent at 1, and I just gotta hope they don't have Blinding Ray, because this LordKnightmon is 3, so as long as they have even 1 Blinding Ray, they just go into LordKnightmon. So it's an incredibly powerful card, definitely running at 3, and then, so you don't want to brick on it, you know, by running all 4. But then we got TK. Start of your turn, you have 2 or less memory, set your memory to 3, so that's crucial to make sure you always have 3 to go into LordKnightmon. And then we got, it's an on-play effect, look at your security stack, reveal 1 card in it, and add it to your hand. If the card is yellow, trigger recovery +1, then shuffle your security stack. It's 4 to play, and it's 4 to play, and its security effect is play this card without paying its cost. So if you've been playing up until this point, you know this card is amazing. It unbricks your hand because you can search your security, and then you get to also have your memory guaranteed 3 at the beginning of the turn, which is crucial for this deck because everything is 3 here. I think the only thing over 3 is Valdur, which at that point you don't really care. So it's an amazing tamer. I like this ratio because I want to have immediate memory gain more with Blinding Ray, so I don't have to worry about playing the 4 initially, because this is basically a memory tamer with the guaranteed 2 memory. So yeah, this whole package comes together to create a really strong deck, and it's really hard once it starts snowballing. So you gotta try and stop it as early as you can. So there's some other options you could run. There is Gatomon. Gatomon is on play similar to Kotemon. You may search your security stack instead of your deck for 1 Digimon card with Warrior or Holy Warrior in its type. Reveal it, add it to your hand. If you do, recover +1. So this is a trap. This card is really tempting to run, but you are not going to need it half the time. Half the time you're going to play 4, and you're not going to see anything in there because you're literally only searching for these guys. Yeah, you are. If you find them, you get to add it and recover +1, and it's nice to help on brick. But for what it does, I think it's just barely overcosted, and it's barely actually going to go live half the time. I think Kotemon is way better if you want to run that. And your other level 4s are really important and impactful, so I don't think there's just space for Gatomon, but that's something you can consider for sure. Something else to also consider is you could run WarGrowlmon still. Like, you still get all the synergy of Angewomon Inheritable and restanding and using it as not once per turn. So if you don't want to run Slash for whatever reason, like, this could be a good backup mega. It's definitely an option. But I think this is the build you want to run if you can afford to go for it. It's fun deck to play. Unfair deck to play against? No, that's up to you. Like, it's definitely, this deck is definitely manageable. I think, especially with the meta we're going to be having English different from Japan. But anyways, I hope this list has been useful to you. If you end up running it, let me know how you do. If you end up changing anything, let me know what you changed. I'm looking forward to hearing about it in the next video. And until that next video, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.